You're watching Cricket World TV, the latest of our South Africa-India hangouts. I'm John Pennington in the UK, and I'm joined by Chetan now in Durban. Hello, Chetan.
Hi, John. Hello from Durban.
Now, I just want to just sort of comment on it's a bit of a road trip for you, this one, isn't it, Chetan? Because you drove from Johannesburg to Durban for the second one-day international, which takes place tomorrow. Just talk about your journey and what an emotional place South Africa must be right at the moment. Just give us your experience.
Yeah, let's start with the emotional bit at the moment because yes, quite a huge news after the first ODI because I mean he was perhaps the greatest living South African, and the way he has framed the society is a wonder. I mean, whatever South Africa is today is because of late Nelson Mandela. Uh, it's a solemn mood here, but it's not really a bit of mourning that's going on. It's perhaps a celebration of the life of Nelson Mandela. He's on the words of and mouth of and lips of everyone here. Everyone is talking about it. But again, like I said, it's not really a mourning. It's really a celebration, even at his two homes. So that's what I got to hear. That I couldn't visit there because of the impending road trip, but I heard that no one's really crying or mourning. I mean, people are dancing and singing songs. It's really a celebration of Nelson Mandela at the moment in South Africa, and obviously condolences to his family and obviously to all South Africans for their huge loss. Apart from that, yes, quite an enjoyable road trip for me from Johannesburg, 550 odd kilometers, half of which was driven in rain, and amazing highway, or the N3 as they call it. I've driven extensively in India on the highways, but this was a totally different experience. And the scenery of the countryside here in South Africa, driving from Johannesburg to South Africa to Durban, is picture perfect. It's highly recommended. If nobody should really fly from Johannesburg to Durban, if you can rent a car, just drive down.
Okay, well, great. So let's just sort of turn our attentions onto the cricket then. The opening one-day international in Johannesburg, South Africa running out comfortable victors as you predicted, and so well done for that one. 358 for they scored. India bowled out for 217. Just give us your sort of thoughts on the game as you were there for us.
Well, two thoughts really. I mean, Indian bowling is very poor, and the South African bowling is very good. So that's what we had discussed in the preview. There were just basically two battles in the background. I mean, South African bowling won the battle against the Indian batsmen, but I think they had already lost because lost before they faced even a single ball, because chasing 359 on that wicket was never ever going to happen. Uh, you know, what they could have done is just tried to play a bit and tried to stay at the wicket, because they haven't had any practice games, so just get used to the conditions. But that didn't really happen as well, and that was really disappointing to see. But the way Dale Steyn and Monumokel bowled was just brilliant, poetic fast bowling from them. Uh, for India, I mean, yes, the inexperience bit showed up, didn't it? I mean, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Mohit Sharma, really inexperienced. I'm not sure why Mohammad Shabi didn't take the new ball with either of them. And again, Bhuvi and Mohit both lacking in pace. Shami had a little more pace, and just because of that, he was, for a couple of overs, he was able to trouble Amla and Quinton de Kock. But after that, he had just no support from Ashwin or Jadeja, anyone. And the way Quinton de Kock batted, you had 150. AB de Villiers had spoken about, saving wickets and then, going into the death overs, just blasting out. And that's what they did. The way AB de Villiers and JP Dimani batted, it just took the game away from India. Like I said, Indian batsmen, they're good on subcontinental wickets. Perhaps they could have been better here in Johannesburg, but there was no way they were going to chase 359.
Just a couple of points, Chet, and just talk a little bit more maybe about how impressive Quinton de Kock was to come in at the top of the order to score 135. We now know that Graham Smith's been ready to the series, so I think that gives a little indication of how confident South Africa are in him. And also, with a 3-game series, it just puts a huge premium on that first game, doesn't it?
Absolutely. MS Dhoni had mentioned that, that pressure on the team that loses in Johannesburg, and, sadly for him, it's turned out to be his team. I'm not sure what India can do at Kingsmead, because it's really grey and overcast, and the pitch is absolutely green, almost as green as the outfield. So we'll come to that a bit later. But yes, talking about Quinton, Yes, it's huge. They're huge shoes to fill. I mean, Graham Smith is one of the better batsmen South African cricket has seen. He's still there in the Test side, but obviously they're looking forward to the 2015 World Cup. AB de Villiers is building a side along with the coach Domingo. So they're building a side towards the 2015 World Cup, and he's just 20 years old. The way he batted against the Indian bowlers, I mean, it was not really that tough, but given their bowling. But having said that, he paced his innings very, very well. You know, he would get a boundary, then look to just rotate the strike. So that's what he did for the entirety of his innings. And only after he had scored about 80, 90 runs that he just really let loose and got the last few runs in a bit of a hurry. But really amazing century from the 20-year-old, his second knock. And, you know, that pitch was not really where somebody scores 135. That really laid the platform, his 150-run partnership with Hashim Amla. That really laid the platform for South Africa. That's exactly what they wanted.
Let's just look ahead to Durban. You sort of mentioned the conditions there, and like you sort of talk about what India can do better. And you've been in sort of press conferences today with Virat Kohli and Dale Steyn. So just to tell us what you've sort of picked up from what you've seen today and over the last couple of days.
Well, what I've seen is hostility from the South Africans, and I mean they have every reason to be hostile. I mean, AB de Villiers was in a very aggressive mood in his pre-series press conference, and we've seen the same from Dale Steyn today. He's talked a lot about frightened Indian batsmen, frightened middle order batsmen, frightened Indian bowlers. I mean, all the Indians are frightened. I mean, everyone in the press contingent is frightened as well, given the way the pitches looked today. I mean, like I said, it's almost like the outfield. And you know what? The pitch next to it, which is the test match pitch, it's even greener. So, fun day tomorrow in store for us because Durban is all grey, all cloudy. It didn't stop raining last night, and doesn't look like the sun will come out tomorrow as well. And we have a day game. So, and you know what? The biggest news: Vernon Philander is fit for South Africa. So, India will really have quite a big challenge ahead of them. The talk for them is Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Mohit Sharma did not really have that much pace. Durban has slowed down over the years. So, and you know what? Again, like I said, green pitch, overcast conditions, swing bowlers might be a little handy if they can control their bowling. So maybe one change for India, okay, given the bowling change. Virat Kohli talked about top four batsmen having their own spots. So Yuvraj Singh might just get one more chance. He had just two balls so far, faces two balls so far in South Africa. So. Don't see a change in the Indian batting lineup for this game. It's a must-win game. They want to go ahead with the batsmen they have the most confidence in. They don't want Ambati Rayudu or Ajinkya Rahane to come in at this juncture. Maybe I might be wrong, but I see a bowling change. I mean, probably Umesh Yadav coming in for either Bhuvneshwar Kumar or Mohit Sharma. But again, MS Dhoni is known for surprises, so overcast conditions he might just go in with both of them as well.
And the other sort of injury news for South Africa is Imran Tahir, the leg spinner. He's rated as a 50-50 chance, but the conditions you've just described there, Chetan, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't really come into the reckoning at all.
He could be the fittest member in the side at the moment, in the South African side at the moment, but Imran Tahir will not get to play the match tomorrow. There is no chance, absolutely zero.
Okay, and let's just sort of finish off by making our predictions. I mean, I don't know the exact sort of weather forecast, but maybe if it comes down to a Duckworth-Lewis reduced match, do you think that favours India or South Africa more? And when you sort of ponder that, just give us your sort of match prediction, having got the first one spot on.
Well, South Africa are not very good with Duckworth-Lewis system, are they? So maybe that is India's best chance of winning this match and leveling the series. So yes, if India bats second, they have a score in mind, and they just have 20 overs, 30 overs odd to go at it. Maybe, but again, the pitch. We don't know how the pitch is going to play. Durban is known to have slowed down over the years, but again, it's really green. The curator, I mean, they worked even lesser than they worked on the pitch at Johannesburg. So really surprised with that. Really brown because the sun hasn't been coming out here, and like I said, cloudy and thunder showers expected for tomorrow as well. So not looking good for India. I'll go for another South African win. I had talked about an Indian series win, despite losing the first game, but I would like to take that prediction back. So maybe 3-0 for South Africa at the moment.
Yes, and I think I'm going to go along with you, Chetan, and take my prediction back and go for a South Africa win again tomorrow, given the conditions, given the start we've made to the series, and everything looking very good for them. Maybe India will pull one back in the last game, or I'll go for 2-1 South Africa, which I went for India 2-1 at the start of the series. I've completely turned around, so that's the beauty of cricket, I suppose. But we'll obviously let you off to enjoy the game tomorrow, Chetan, and thank you again for your time today.
Pleasure, John.
And thank you very much for watching Cricket World TV.